It's really not surprising that we continue to see church attendance drop in the United States. When you watch the news and see the things that are going on with church leaders around the world, you see Creflo Dollar supposedly try to strangle his 15-year-old daughter. You see a long drawn out investigation of City Harvest megachurch in Singapore. The leaders were caught up in the biggest corruption case in years. Last month, the pastor and five other church leaders were convicted of fraud that involved over $35 million US. Churches around the world are getting a bad reputation because a few choose to exploit the situation. There have been several church leaders that have been exposed for having inappropriate sexual relations with women other than their wives, as well as underage boys. A very disturbing story has come to light recently about an Alabama pastor reportedly admitting that he had sex with married women in the church. In addition, he didn't tell them that he had AIDS. In August and September of 2014, Reverend Juan McFarland reportedly admitted to his congregation at Shiloh Baptist Church that he had been doing illegal drugs, had AIDS, and had been having sex inside the church without informing women of his illness. In the beginning, the church supported him, but as more details emerged, they decided that they needed to remove the pastor from his position. He had misused the church's money and his power, and they definitely did not want this person in position to lead the church. Based on McFarland's statement, the congregation voted 80-2 to fire him. He claimed he could not be fired because he was protected by the bylaws of the church. After hearing reference to the bylaws, the deacons decided to hire a lawyer and find out what actions they had available to them. In October of 2014, McFarland was still preaching at Shiloh until the judge issued a court order that McFarland be banned from the church. The judge issued an injunction on October 16th, keeping McFarland off the property, ordering him to return the church keys and to return the church's Mercedes-Benz. McFarland's lawyers tried to claim that it was a religious matter, not a contractual one. Therefore, the judge had no legal standing. The judge disagreed and proceeded with the hearing. When asked by the court to address the allegations of misusing money and sleeping with church members, McFarland invoked his Fifth Amendment right and declined to discuss the details of his actions. McFarland's attorney tried to focus the case on updates to the bylaws that took place in January of 2013. The change guaranteed McFarland's job for life or until he resigned. Based on the change, McFarland's lawyer argued that the church vote was not relevant since the bylaws stated that McFarland could not be fired. The lawyers for the deacons and trustees agreed that the amended bylaws had been passed, but stated that proper notice had not been given and there were not enough members present to pass the measure back in 2013. More details came to light on the attempt to change the bylaws when Sanford, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, addressed the court. Sanford told the court that McFarland had tried to push through the new amendments on January 16th of 2013, but didn't notify the congregation in a timely manner and failed to draw a quorum of church members. When asked why they proceeded under the new bylaws for a year and a half, Sanford stated that they were simply not recognized. This was never an issue until this major indiscretion came to light in October of 2014. Within a week after the trial ended, the judge ruled that the church could in fact terminate McFarland. According to McFarland's attorney, McFarland never sought to justify his actions, but his parishioners were caring and wanted to provide him with something to help him get a new start. Shiloh Church provided an undisclosed settlement to McFarland, and McFarland agreed not to appeal the decision. McFarland's attorney felt this settlement helped both sides move past this unpleasant situation.